Hi, I am Harish Goteti and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the very important aspect of AI, which is really the governance, or I must say, how do you restrict access to AI, in an organization, right? So, and that happens, that needs to be the core when you are running a business and have a team of or different departments to make sure it's not the documents, it's really the AI, whatever the AI use that you are doing. It's those chats or the replies or the whatever the AI output is. It should not go into the people should only be able to access the data or the information provided by AI, that they are required to, right? So the governance is a very big aspect, and as again, like as I've shown you in the previous video, taking an example of an accounting firm, we'll continue with the same theme and use the fictional company. This is the one that I prepared, which is basically the Apex Tax Advisory, where you have a managing partner, you have tax practice, audit practice, advisory practice, so on and so forth. And in the previous video, we have seen how to create spaces, and I want to talk more about spaces in this video in the context of governance, right? So, for example, in the last video, we created a space for the tax team, which is tax, and we uploaded a PDF, and so that we can use it to go ahead and chat, right? So if you see, I am an admin, so I have access to, I can see all the spaces, right? And I also showed in the previous video that how others cannot see this space if they don't have access to this space, which is super cool, right? So now what I'm going to talk to you about is really restricting not just the knowledge that you give or knowledge that you are providing is really, for example, this is one document, right? For that knowledge that you have provided in this particular space, and for the tax, and let's say you are from a different department, you should not see the space, and you should not be able to get the same access to the same kind of information or the reports that that goes ahead with this particular space. So for example, here I'm an admin right now. Let's look at who has access to the space, which is Daniel has access to the tax practice, right? But Kevin from the operations should not have access to this space or the knowledge or anything that is happening in this particular department. So let's go ahead and log in as Kevin and see what he sees, right? So Kevin, here I'm logged in as Kevin, and when you look at it, you see that the HR team reports into him, so he sees the information related to the HR space, but not really the tax space, right? So the general assistant, since it is a language model, so what it does is now it. I mean, in this space, we don't have any knowledge at this time in this particular space, right? But yeah, if you go back, what you see is he doesn't even need to know that there is a space that exists for the tax department, right? So that's one way of looking at it, like you restrict the space completely, right? So and then you go ahead and the users cannot really look at get any information about that space. So that's step one. So how you restrict completely. So also there is a way, there should be a way that, hey, I am author, I am a I'm a Author Pro or Reader Pro, whatever my role is or permissions are, there should be a way to restrict, right? So different people within the company, so that, so let's say I'm a tax expert or tax specialist. I don't, and you don't want your tax people to go ahead and run automations, or create automations or run automations, or create a deep do any specific research, whatever your business case might be, right? So if you don't want, and if you don't want certain people to do certain things within quick suite, you have something called profiles. So what you do is you build a profile and you give access to what that profile can do and cannot do within Amazon quick site. So step one, we saw that the spaces are the first building block of governance, where you only create spaces and give users access or groups access that is required, and only those members can see those spaces. So that we accomplished. Now step two, what can I do with my role within Amazon Quick? Can I further restrict that usage, right? So for that, let's look into a feature called profile. So here, if you see, if you go into under the manage quick, you have something called custom permissions. So when you click on custom permissions, you have something called new profile. So here you can say hey, tax associate, and let's say they should not, what do you call, we want to restrict them to creating dashboards or viewing dashboards, or restrict them from doing research or updating the knowledge base, right? So we can restrict the entire capability, or we can restrict certain features. Say you can't create chat agents, or you cannot connectors, like you can't do certain specific acts. So if you look at it, the granular, for example, OneDrive integration, you cannot share an action, use an action. So there are so many things like dashboards, like you cannot, do you want to stop them sending them PDF attachments, right? So you can restrict by creating profiles and further improve your governance and accountability within your business, in this case an accounting firm. So profiles and spaces together are the core or the heart of Amazon Quick Suite to implement governance and make sure your entire setup is extremely well managed, and also extremely secured, and governed in case you have to meet any compliance requirements, whether it is in US or any other country. So if you have any compliance requirements that you have to meet, using Amazon Spaces along with the profiles is the ideal way to implement governance within Amazon Quick Suite. So I hope this video gave you an insight into profiles. So if you want to try Quick Suite for free, I'm happy to go ahead and give you build you a custom proof of concept. Do leave a comment or let me know. Thanks for watching, and do subscribe to this channel.